that shot in the tunnel has, we've seen that a lot with Mike Vrabel waiting to welcome his players back to the locker room. They got something special going on here in Fox.
The New England Patriots pulled off something the league was not ready for, and the entire NFL landscape is still shaking from what went down this postseason. This wasn't supposed to be their year. This wasn't supposed to be the season the dynasty came back from the dead. But the second the playoffs kicked off, the Patriots did something dangerous. They broke every scouting report, every projection, every weakness analysts said would bury them.
Chargers, West Coast, New England. Well, now here's Houston, who playoff pedigree. And now they force 5 turnovers. They get a pick 6. I think they might have taken a little bit personally, like, we understand Houston's got a great defense, and so do the Seattles of the world and Denver. What about us?
The wild part is how fast it happened. As sources claim, multiple AFC coaches said behind the scenes that New England's film changed overnight, looking like a completely different squad from Week 10 onward. And that shift wasn't random, it was calculated. Drake Maye came alive in a way that had defensive coordinators panicking. The kid turned numb under pressure earlier in the year, but once the postseason grind hit, he flipped into a cold-blooded assassin. His pocket movement tightened up, his deep ball accuracy went nuclear, and his command of the offense looked like something pulled straight from an MVP highlight reel. Legends say it, Maye's clutch gene is real, and the playoffs exposed it to the world. His ability to extend plays without panicking, reading defenses like he's in year 7, not year 1, made him the most dangerous wildcard piece in the postseason picture. But it wasn't just Maye. Mike Vrabel's culture shift hit full strength.
As far as my prediction of the Texans winning, you know what? You see that right there?
Yeah.
Yep. Nate's words.
No.
We don't blame you, Nate. We don't blame you. We appreciate
You're not going to swallow it, are you? No,
Not eating my words.
He's eating them.
Go Patriots.
The team wasn't just playing harder. They were playing angry, physical, aggressive football with a chip on their shoulder the size of Massachusetts. Vrabel turned the Patriots from a rebuilding squad into a bruiser unit that wanted to bully the league into respecting them again. As sources claim, players described practices as controlled violence. The defense was hitting harder. The offense was fighting for every yard. The trenches were winning every snap like they were playing for their lives. It was old-school Patriots energy, but built on new blood.
And when the playoffs started, the Patriots turned into a problem nobody wanted in their bracket. They weren't just winning, they were snatching momentum and stealing souls. Teams that tried to test their run defense couldn't move an inch. Teams that tried to beat them deep got folded by elite cornerback play. Teams that tried to blitz Maye got torched by quick reads. The Patriots adjusted faster than any squad in the league, and by the time coaches realized what was happening, it was already too late.
Yesterday, always somebody shows up for them. And Kayshon Boutte was the guy yesterday with the incredible catch and had a few other moments as well. They can run the football, and that's what's impressive about the Patriots. They're well-rounded on offense, and their defense, even though it might not be Seattle or Houston, it's in the mix with Denver and those as being one of the best defenses in the sport. And we're going to see a hard-hitting defensive battle in Denver next week.
And to the Patriots had an easy schedule crowd. It doesn't matter when the postseason rolls around. The easy schedule sets you up to have a couple of home games. You got to go out and win. And they manhandled the Chargers, and they beat a team that came in with a 10-game winning streak with the best defense in the NFL, and they earned their spot in the AFC Championship.
The Patriots didn't ease into these playoffs. They broke them wide open. They walked into hostile stadiums and controlled the atmosphere like veterans. They played through snowstorms, injuries, and pressure, and still walked off the field like the more confident team every single time. Analysts tried to downplay it at first, calling it momentum, luck, or a hot streak. But insiders know better. This was preparation. This was structure. This was a team that rebuilt faster than anyone expected and showed up fully locked in when it mattered most. And right now, the league is terrified because the Patriots aren't just winning games. They're rewriting the entire playoff hierarchy with every snap. What Drake Maye did this postseason wasn't normal, it was historic. As sources claim, Maye became the first rookie quarterback in NFL history to record back-to-back 300-yard playoff games with 0 turnovers, and the film looks even crazier than the stats. This wasn't dink-and-dunk game management football. This was aggressive, fearless, high-velocity quarterback play that put defenses in pure panic. The kid was dropping deep sideline throws into tight windows like he'd been running this offense for years. He was shredding zone coverage like it was nothing, and when teams tried to blitz him, he punished them with perfectly timed hot reads. The scandalous part? Multiple NFL insiders claimed that several teams privately accused the Patriots of hiding Maye's true playbook during the regular season. He looked raw, inconsistent, and predictable back in October. But once December hit, his reads expanded, his confidence skyrocketed, and his command of the pre-snap adjustments became elite. Opposing coaches were confused. They said the Maye they prepped for wasn't the Maye that stepped onto the field in the playoffs. According to one defensive assistant, it felt like New England was sandbagging the entire season just to unleash him in January. And legends love what they're seeing. Hall of Famers have been on TV calling his movement Mahomes-like, his poise Brady-like, and his fearlessness Burrow-level cold. When legends start attaching his name to the greats, that's when the league starts getting nervous. It wasn't just his talent, it was his timing. Every big moment felt like it was built for him. 3rd and 12, he hits a deep out for a first. 4th quarter drive, he slices through a top defense with laser accuracy. Snowstorm, he still plays clean, still reads the field, still walks off with the win, and the team believes in him. As sources claim, the locker room reportedly shifted into all-in mode the moment they realized how fast Maye was maturing. Veterans were treating him like a franchise QB before the media even caught on. Offensive linemen said he never blinked. Receivers said he was diagnosing coverages before they even lined up.
Patriots are extremely physical. I mean, just like the Houston Texans, they were hitting out there. And of course, they made CJ Stroud feel uncomfortable without Nico Collins. I think that was a great advantage for the Patriots as well on their defense, right? And they kind of weathered the storm. They made some mistakes on their own. We need to have some of the same conversations with Drake Maye, too. He's not playing his best football right now. He was shaky last week. He was shaky yesterday. He didn't throw the ball real well, right? He had the one interception, probably could have thrown another interception or two, had a number of fumbles. I believe we had 4 fumbles. He lost 2 of them. So there's some of that too where he needs to be a little bit better pocket awareness, but the Patriots, big time for what they're doing. Going to the AFC Championship game in Vrabel's first year with a second-year quarterback in Drake Maye, and again, another team where you just feel like this is set up for years and years to come and just can't say enough about what they've done.
Coaches said he elevated the entire building. Quarterbacks like that don't come around often, and when they do, the league usually pays for it. But what really scared the NFL was Maye's deep ball resurgence. Late in the season, analysts were calling his deep misses a problem. But in the playoffs, he was dropping bombs like a seasoned gunslinger. As sources claim, his accuracy went from inconsistent to surgical in just 4 weeks. That isn't normal development, that's a superstar taking form. And with Vrabel and the coaching staff building the system around him, he's only getting more dangerous. The Patriots found their franchise quarterback, and the AFC might be dealing with this monster for the next 15 years. When Mike Vrabel took over, many said it'd take years for New England to rebuild. Instead, Vrabel showed up, ripped the old system apart, and created one of the most physical, disciplined, and aggressive cultures in the entire NFL. The Patriots stopped playing soft. They stopped being predictable. They stopped being a team opponent circled as an easy W on the schedule. Vrabel had them playing bruiser football like it was the early 2000s again, except with a modern scheme built for speed, violence, and dominance. As sources claim, Vrabel's first major change was the defensive identity. He demanded toughness, he demanded accountability, and he demanded violence at the line of scrimmage. The Patriots built the coldest run defense in the league, a wall of pure nightmare energy that turned every running back into a liability. Teams couldn't run on them, couldn't stretch the edges, couldn't bully the trenches. Every game turned into a mental fight, and New England always hit harder. Opposing offenses called it exhausting. Offensive linemen were saying the Patriots' defense played like they were fighting for rent money. Every snap was a collision. Every block turned into a war. Vrabel didn't build a defense. He built a militia on turf. The Patriots gave up the fewest rushing yards per game in the entire league, and in the playoffs, that run defense went from elite to downright disgusting, shutting down starbacks who hadn't been held under 50 yards all season. But Vrabel didn't stop there. He modernized the offense while keeping that old-school toughness. He added motion packages, misdirection runs, crossing route schemes for easy YAC, and used Drake Maye like a controlled weapon instead of a rookie. It worked because Vrabel forced the team to believe they could beat anybody, and then they actually did. The culture was the real scandal.
As sources claim, several players said the Patriots' practices were the hardest in the league by far. Vrabel didn't care. He wanted to remind the NFL this team had a backbone. He wanted to bring fear back into Foxborough, and he did. League insiders said teams hated playing the Patriots this season because it always felt like a 3-hour fistfight. Receivers got jammed into the ground. Linemen got ragdolled. Running backs got folded like lawn chairs. Vrabel turned the Patriots into the most physical team in football again, and he did it quickly. The transformation became obvious in the playoffs. New England didn't just win, they broke strong teams mentally. They dragged games into the mud, into the trenches, into the kind of football most modern squads aren't built for. Vrabel found the perfect formula: an elite young QB, a violent defense, and a team that embraces chaos. This isn't a rebuild, this is a rebirth. The Patriots defense didn't just improve this season, it turned into a full-blown nightmare factory. As sources claim, New England became the only team in the league ranked top 5 in run defense, red zone stops, and forced turnovers. That combination is lethal. It means they control the pace, choke opponents out in the clutch, and snatch momentum every time a mistake is made. And the players driving this transformation became household names across the league. New England's run defense became infamous first. They allowed the fewest rushing yards per game, and in the playoffs, they allowed an insane average of 41.3 rushing yards, numbers you usually only see in video games. Opposing coordinators were calling it brick wall football. Running backs stopped bouncing outside. Interior linemen were losing battles instantly. Vrabel built a defensive line that wanted to devour everything in front of them. But the biggest story was the elite cornerback combo that shocked the league. As sources claim, the Patriots' secondary held opposing WR1S to the lowest average yardage total in the NFL. They clamped star receivers who usually run the league. Seattle, Baltimore, Pittsburgh all saw their top receiver disappear against New England. Legends started calling the Patriots Cornerback University 2.0, saying the unit reminded them of old Patriots dynasties where wideouts simply vanished from the box score. Then came the defensive scandal. Multiple anonymous offensive players told insiders that the Patriots' corners were too physical, claiming refs were letting them get away with murder. But legends roasted those complaints, saying the corners were simply playing elite press coverage, the type of coverage the league hasn't seen since Revis Island. They win with leverage, they win with hand control, they win with body positioning that deletes entire routes. And the pass rush, nasty. New England's edge rotation became one of the deepest units in the league. They didn't need 19-sack superstars. They had 8 dudes who could rotate in, stay fresh, and hunt quarterbacks like wolves. In playoff games where other teams ran out of stamina, the Patriots' defense got stronger. When one rusher got tired, another one checked in and went ballistic off the edge. It was relentless, terrifying football. The defense didn't just keep the Patriots in games, it suffocated opponents until they crumbled. Elite quarterbacks were making panic throws. Offensive coordinators were burning playbooks. Entire stadiums were watching their stars get erased. This defense wasn't improving. It was rewriting the identity of the entire franchise. And the scariest part? As sources claim, most of the unit is coming back next season. Stronger, faster, and with more chemistry than before. The Patriots didn't just make noise this season. They sent a message to the entire NFL that the dynasty might not just be returning, it might already be here. Everything about this team screams destiny. A rookie QB becoming a monster under playoff lights. A head coach creating a violent, disciplined culture overnight. A defense turning into the league's most feared unit. And a team that thrives under pressure instead of collapsing under it. As sources claim, NFL insiders believe the Patriots are the most complete team entering the 2026 Super Bowl. They have the physicality, the QB momentum, the coaching, the discipline, and the cold-hearted mentality needed to take down any opponent anywhere under any conditions. No weaknesses, no soft spots, no excuses. New England is built to win now, and they know it. The league is panicking because this wasn't supposed to happen this fast. A team that was left for dead 2 years ago is now bullying contenders, eliminating favorites, and stepping into the Super Bowl with a swagger the NFL hasn't seen since the Brady era. This team doesn't flinch, doesn't break, doesn't fold. They want all the smoke, and they're ready to take it. The moment the Patriots punched their ticket to the Super Bowl, the league realized something brutal. This squad isn't winning by accident, they're winning because they're engineered for chaos. The AFC Championship showed the world a team that refuses to fold no matter how ugly the game gets. And as sources claim, the breakdowns coming out of league offices prove that teams across the NFL are scrambling to figure out how they let New England rise from the ashes this fast. Everything about that AFC title game exposed why the Patriots are built different. The snow hit hard, visibility dropped, the field turned into a frozen battlefield. Players were slipping, footing was trash, and offenses on both sides had to fight through the kind of weather that exposes soft teams instantly. But New England didn't panic. They leaned into the storm and used it as a weapon. While other teams crumble under extreme weather, the Patriots operate like they train for it year-round. The trenches dug in like machines. The receivers fought through contact like it was nothing. The defense? They looked like frost-proof monsters who enjoyed watching opposing offenses struggle to breathe. Drake Maye proved again why the league is terrified of him going forward. His mobility in the snow was the cheat code. He escaped pressure like he had cleats made out of glue, slipping out of sacks, extending plays, and hitting throws most rookies wouldn't even attempt. As sources claim, multiple defensive players admitted after the game that they couldn't predict Maye's escape angles because his footwork was too calm for weather like that. Even in blizzard conditions, the kid played like it was a controlled indoor scrimmage. That's the difference between a regular quarterback and a generational one. But the real weapon that broke the game wide open was the Patriots' run game, the bruising north-south style that Vrabel built specifically for late-season wars. While other teams tried to bounce outside or finesse their way through the snow, New England went back to caveman football. Smash-mouth downhill runs with fullback collisions and guards pulling like wrecking balls. The Seahawks' defensive front, one of the strongest units this season, couldn't keep up. Every snap was a car crash. Every handoff felt like a statement. As sources claim, Seahawks defenders were exhausted and freezing midway through the third quarter because the Patriots kept leaning on them until the cracks started showing. The defense took over from there. The cornerbacks erased Seattle's passing attack. The linebackers shut down the play-action game, and the Patriots' pass rush, fueled by that endless rotation Vrabel built, started hunting with no remorse. Third downs turned into nightmares. Fourth quarter drives turned into turnovers. New England squeezed the Seahawks until the life drained out of the offense completely. And here's the craziest part. Insiders say the Patriots walked off the field after the win acting like they weren't even satisfied. Like this wasn't the final goal. Like they already had their minds locked onto February 8th. That's the mindset of a team that's built for destiny. A squad that wants legacy, not luck. If you're locked in with these breakdowns, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more content.